Hey, what's going on, guys? Kyle here, and today I'm bringing you guys another MLB 13 The Show, Kyle Quway Road to the Show series video. And today, what I have for you guys is opening day for the 2017 season, I believe. 2017 or 2018. Either way, it's a new start for the Washington Nationals, who had a disappointing end to what was supposed to be a pretty successful season for them in the past season. They're pretty much one of the contenders for the wild card in the NL East for pretty much the whole season. And then, like I said in my last commentary for Road to the Show for the Kyle Quay series, things just kind of fell apart into September, and they pretty much shit the bed and ended up missing the postseason. So, of course, the Washington Nationals will look to build on this, but it is opening day 2017, and taking on the New York Mets in this one, the division rivals for the Washington Nationals. And it's kind of a throwback for me to play against the New York Mets, especially in New York, because if you guys remember back to last year's Road to the Show series, my character actually played for the New York Mets, so I got to play at Citi Field quite a bit, and it's kind of a throwback coming back here. I don't think I've even played too often at Citi Field in MLB 13, so yeah, it's definitely a throwback. And speaking of opening day, to me, opening day and school are always kind of, interlaced for me. If you think about it, opening day is like the first day of school, and the reason why I'm comparing these two is because today, for a lot of people in Ontario and across Canada, today was probably their first day back at school. And I know maybe some of you guys have been back at school for maybe 2 weeks now, but for some reason in Ontario we do it quite differently. We go back the day right after Labor Day. Well, for most schools in Ontario, but French schools in Ontario, they go back maybe a week before English schools in Ontario. But yeah, it's definitely opening day and the first day of school. I've always kind of felt a connection between the two. And it was the first day of school today, so I know maybe a lot of you guys went back to school today, just started college, started high school, who knows, maybe started 7th grade, whatever. It's always kind of sad and depressing going back on that first day. It's really just a bittersweet feeling. At the same time, you're sad that summer's over, but you're kind of excited to see those friends that you didn't get to see over the summer. And you're just really excited to, see what you're going to deal with this next up-and-coming school year. I mean, for me, I always had mixed emotions going into the first day of school. I remember back in elementary school, I was really excited to see my friends that I haven't seen all summer. And, then you get to catch up with them and everything, hang out. And, well, as I got older, though, I started hanging out with my friends outside of school more often. So, yeah, the first day back at school is always interesting, even if you don't really, if you see your friends over the summer, it's cool. But there's some acquaintances that you don't really get to see over the summer, so it's kind of cool to catch up with them on the first day and everything. And really, in elementary school, I was always really just really, really anxious to see who I had in my class, if I had any of my friends. And really, on the first day of school, you can kind of get an idea of how your class is going to be with the people that you have in your class. So that's always been something cool for me. I always get excited. I always used to get excited to see who I would have in my class, and especially getting into high school because, each semester you get different classes, so every class is different. And I always used to just in high school, I would actually go on the first day, like I mentioned in my life lessons video, the only one that I've made. I hardly ever went to class in high school, but I did make sure I attended the first day of the semester and first day of school every year. But yeah, I always found it kind of it was probably the best part of my day, just seeing who was in my class, and if I was gonna have fun with my class or if I was just gonna fucking hate my life that semester for that class. But yeah, you sit there and you wait, and then finally the bell rings, and you get to see who's in your class. So that was always fun for me. And of course, people obviously change a bit over the summer, so you can catch up with them on that. That's always pretty cool. Of course, I remember back in elementary school, when my mom actually used to go school shopping with me, and she used to buy all my clothes. I always used to be excited to wear my new clothes on the first day. She actually would never let me wear any of my new clothes like before school started, so I don't know, I always thought that was kind of cool, and for some reason I was always excited to use my new school supplies. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but I just really like the feeling of using new stuff. It was really weird. I don't know why, but maybe some of you guys feel the same about that. But of course, school starting. It's kind of sad though. Summer's over, and I don't have as much freedom anymore. But today was kind of bittersweet for me because, of course, I didn't go back to school today. I have no idea when I'm going back. I need to accomplish a few things before I go back. It's kind of a requirement to become an automotive service technician. In Ontario, to be able to drive alone, you have to get what's called a G2. And basically, I am ready to get my G2, but I'm going to have to take driver's ed so I can save on my insurance. And I have not taken driver's ed yet, and in order to get a job in an auto shop, I need to have my G2. A lot of places will not hire you unless you have your G2 because they need you to drive in cars to put on the hoists and everything so you can work on them. And unfortunately, I do not have my G2, so I cannot get a job at a lot of auto shops. I have been applying, however. One of the requirements to continue my apprenticeship is that I have to be currently employed in the trade. So since I am not, I cannot go back to school until I am. And even when I get employed in the trade, I have to be working in the trade for a certain amount of time before I can go back to school. So it seems like it's going to be a long time before I go back to school. Maybe, I don't even know when I'm going back to school. It's kind of scary to think about. I just really want to, work as fast as I can through my apprenticeship. But I think for my apprenticeship, it's not like a full 1-year course or anything like that because they do them in levels. I don't know if I mentioned this, but they do level 1, level 2, level 3, and then after level 3, you're able to go and write your trade exam, and that's your licensing exam, and that's basically what level 4 is you're a fully licensed mechanic. And that'll happen after level 3. So maybe within the next 3 years, I can get all my shit together, and I will be done school for good, and I can start making a living. Well, I'm already making a living, but I can get my life together and move on with a new life. So yeah, I've got a lot to do before I go back to school. I was just kind of sad thinking about it. I really hate it. I always dread it going back to school, but now that I'm actually not going back to school for a while, I'm kind of bummed out that I missed out, and I was kind of lazy this summer, and I should have been looking for a job in the trade, which I didn't. I only applied at one place during the whole summer, and I could have been applying at many other places and possibly got myself a job. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Kyle Quway Road to the Show series. If you did, don't forget to drop a like. And also, guys, let me know what your favorite memory of the first day of school was for you growing up. And, what was if you guys are back at school today, what was your highlight of the day? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it from me. As always, guys, don't forget to have a good one, and peace.